Hello, my little thieves. It is Phantom here, and welcome back to another stream. Sorry I had to move things around. Things have been hectic. I'm actually still filling out something right at this very moment. So, we will start momentarily, but let me just finish this up. I'm almost done. I was hoping to be done before I started, but I did get most of it done, and that's what matters. My stomach is telling me that I'm hungry, but I'm not gonna listen to it. Oh, the book was upside down the whole time. I'm an idiot. It doesn't matter. I was wondering why this book was empty, because I was like, I could have sworn I wrote like lab things in this book. This was like my lab book. And yeah, it is in here, it's just I wrote in this book upside down. Like a dingus. Hilariously enough, there are like other notes in here that I wrote. I'm a bit dumb. Oh well. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I hope everybody's day has been okay today. Mine has been fairly slow in that I woke up late and then I didn't do much, which is unfortunate. How do you guys feel about ruining my chances with men? That'll be fun, fun, fun. In all fairness, I feel like you guys made it pretty okay for me last time we played this game. We have no idea where we're starting in this game because yeah, I didn't. It's been a long time since we last played this game. Fuck. Oh no. Give me just a second. I saw Exams, welcome in. Also, Ariella, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the show. Hope you enjoy yourself here. Is this some kind of love choice? Love choose your story game? It's an otome game, yeah. It's an otome game. Non-familiar magic, but one that he uses. I'm so sorry. I'm really slow at writing, but I've literally got like a few more things to write down, and then I'm done, and then we can get started. But tell me about your days. How is everybody today? I hope everybody's been okay. Okay-zay. Other than being hungry, I'm doing pretty okay myself, so. Investigation. We were supposed to have D&D today, but unfortunately that got cancelled. Which is sad, but it's alright. Our DM needed some time to rest, and that's okay. I have so many things, so many things, so many things. Ba 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 ba. Ancient of ancient. Raptor. Post avian. And draconic. You didn't hear that, you didn't hear shit. Oh, I wrote it the wrong way. That's fine, it's fine. Oh my lord, okay. My model is spazzing out as I write down stuff. One is dark and radiates black energy. other side. I always can't decide whether other side is one word or is just two separate words. Difficult. Other side is a bright white and radiates blue energy. There are no voice actors in this game, so if you guys were here last time we played this game, you would know this, but if you're new to me playing this game does not have voice actors, so I will be reading everything. Everything. Thanks for the head pats, Blaze. Thank you. Welcome in. How are you? I hope you're doing okay. I'm just writing down a couple things. I'm almost done. Thank you for the headphones. Hi Lemon, welcome in. Oh god, Jesus. I'm literally only copying down what I already wrote and I can't seem to do that right. The story of my life. Thanks for the lurk, I really appreciate it. I'm good, I'm just chilling after work. Oh yeah, that's true. I hope work didn't kill you today. Oh my god. Playing DVD at the moment? Oh, nice. Make sure to survive or get some kills. Don't get hooked. Run for your life. Or anyone who... Oops. I spelled who as W-O and that was it. Oh, Jesus. That didn't even hit me. Hello? Ah! Oh, that one hit me. Thanks for the hydrate and the stretch, Josh. Hello. I'm doing alright. Did I take my meds today? I did take my meds today. I'm almost done writing. Who's privy to this knowledge? I hate this pen so much. I actually hate it so much. To assume not this. Oh, Jesus. Artwork. I need to get a new pen. Is of the Sky King. You know, I did not think that I would need to use my pen this much. I would have brought more. I would have brought more spares with me if I knew I was gonna use it. I didn't think I was gonna use it because I thought I was gonna do mainly like digital work. Artwork is of the Sky King himself. One more sentence and then I'm done, baby. Taking a lot of notes? Well, not in class. I do take notes in class. I just use my pencil to take notes. I don't really use a pen that often. What I'm doing right now is just taking my D&D notes and converting them to like pen and paper. Because I feel like it's easier in the session for me to write it down. Just because then I don't have to have my screen split on my laptop, and my laptop's really tiny, so the screen's not that big. So yeah, it's better if I do it this way. Okay. Hey! Okay, I was thinking of art with a pen. I mean, you can draw with a pen. I just won't go straight into the thing with a pen. I would actually draw the thing out first. Okay. So I have the, get out of here. I have the game here. Let's get my keyboard back over here. The game is prime and ready. I hope you guys can hear it alright. I just had to fix a few audio issues earlier, so hopefully you guys can hear everything just fine. Put this here. Sounds good? Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Let us... What is with my mouse today? Okay, it's just a game. Continue. And you sound wonderful. Thank you, Alcatraz. I really appreciate it. Big kisses for you. Oh, I need to put this away. What's this doing out here? Why are you not in the place that I was supposed to put you? It's because I didn't put it there. Duh. Easy. Okay. No. Holy shit, it really has been a while. I can't tell if that's August or March. If it's March, then that's been forever. I'm pretty sure it's August. Okay. So, from what I recall, we are out with Rumpel, and Bria is his fiance, his supposed fiance. And we are currently kind of figuring out who Rumpel is. Apparently he was a doctor, and a really good one. So, let's see what happens now. Hopefully you guys won't kill me. As in, not kill me, but hopefully you guys won't make me have a bad ending or something like that. That would be terrible. Chat would never do that, right? Never. Bria and Rumpel agree on a spot to meet tomorrow, and then she leans up to kiss Rumpel on the cheek. He puts a hand on his cheek as she walks off with a gentle smile on her face. Rumpelstiltskin? Yes. His name is based on the curse that he has, and the curse that he has is a Rumpelstiltskin curse. I don't get what they mean by that when they say that curse, but I'm not completely and utterly sure. But yeah. Are you okay? He looks at me for a few moments. I feel that his gaze lingers longer than it normally does on my own eyes. Then he smiles and laughs. Of course I am, Princess. I just remembered something about my own past. I'm guessing that the second entry has appeared in my journal by now. The curse of being a short guy. I don't think he's short. Honestly, I don't. I can't wait to get back to the march and to read it. Bria has the rest of my journals, so I might truly be able to remember everything if I talk to her. Including your love for her? He sighs. He sighs out before he proclaims that we should finish our errands. I follow him around the town, though the scenery lacks its usual vibrancy. Wait, is Rumpel like really short? Because I never actually read the story. Rumpel doesn't speak to anyone, not even the girls, while we walk. He keeps his eyes focused on the ground, and when he speaks to the shop owners, his cheer is lukewarm at best. I try to start a conversation with him many times, but he shies away from talking. I feel like there's something he's not telling me. If I recall, he is very short. Ooh. He's not short, no. I don't know what what is the word I'm looking for? The outlines of his specific curse is, but they called it the Rumpelstiltskin curse, so I'm not completely sure why or how it's related. Or at least I cannot remember because it's been so long. It has been a hot minute since we last played this game. It has been a hot minute, you see. Give me a second. My tissue pouch broke, so I have to take the tissues all out of the package. Okay. When we arrive at the Marchen, Rumpel quickly excuses himself, not even sharing his epiphany about his past with anyone. I said path. Past with anyone. If it's based on the Brothers Grimm stories, he's not entirely in control. He's got someone whispering in his ear. Is all I shall say. Ah, okay. What has him so bent out of shape? He just regained another memory. I'm assuming he's going to go read about it now. It's not like him to hide things. I hope Rumpel's okay. Oh, this looks promising. It has been about a week since Rumpel regained his last memory. He has been meeting with Bria since then. But he still hasn't told me about the memory from the journal. He does not flirt with any girls, and when he sees me, his smile looks broken. He spends his days visiting Bria and tending to Parfait. You're worried about Rumpel, aren't you? That's cutie patootie. Also in the story, his height comes to a massive 7 inches. Wow, that's a fucking massive. Holy shit. Why would I worry about him? Because Rumpel is no longer able to run errands with me, Waltz decided to take his place. But Waltz's presence can't make up for Rumpel's absence. I beg they differ! Bro, we should see him at night when he actually looks his actual age, because that man is hot! I may have a thing for black hair and red eyes, I'm not gonna lie to you. He'll be fine, princess. He's still figuring things out. I do not trust that woman. His fiancée? She appeared out of nowhere. People who aren't cursed can't find the tavern, princess. She would never have been able to find him. So, really, the only place she would have met him was out here in nowhere. I can tell that he's teasing me, but it does little to lift my spirits. I know. Walt sighs. If you don't trust her, why don't you just ask around about her? She obviously doesn't want me to... She obviously does not... I keep shortening the word. I need to stop doing that. She obviously does not want to talk to me. No, I mean, ask others about her. So long as you find a way to phrase your intentions honestly, I think they might understand you. Rumble says my honesty is good. But I also know that the way I speak frustrates many people. Come on, I'll help. Waltz approaches a flower shop where several people are gathered to look at the fresh flowers. Excuse me, madam, sir. I was wondering if you knew anything about someone called Bria. Bria. Names. We heard that she is engaged to a friend of ours, but he hasn't said much about her. Everyone calls me blunt, but I would never question others so openly. Does Waltz really expect people to be so open to him? Oh, if it isn't Waltz, doing a little investigative work, are you? Just looking to find out more about someone important to a friend. Not going to put this into one of your shows, are you? Waltz raises an eyebrow and laughs. Of course not. Everyone just trusts Waltz. I suppose he must speak to people often, being a performer. They would probably never suspect Waltz to do anything morally questionable. And yet, with me, they were suspicious of everything that I did. I guess it's a good thing Waltz is here. I stifle a sigh as the so-called investigation begins. Oh, we were doing so good. I should probably come forth and say I get tired when I read, so I'm gonna yawn a bit. I do apologize. But Bria, I was under the impression that her fiancé wasn't seeing her anymore. Bria? Oh, poor Bria. I heard that the poor dear made a mistake and that her fiancé threw her out for it. Is she engaged to someone new now? I'm not surprised given the affair that she had on her first fiancé. Huh? Oh, adultery. Ew, gross. I already hate her. I hate her even more now. Excuse me? What did you just say? Oh, you aren't aware? I'm terribly sorry. Perhaps I shouldn't have said anything. You said she cheated on her first fiancé? She was engaged to some man, a doctor, I believe. He was a good man, always smiled, helped everyone, including the poor. I don't see how she would have the gall to do it, but the rumors state that she was seeing another man. Bruh, can we kill her? Goody two-shoes. Yes. Yeah. Can we kill her? I agree. I want to kill her. I do not accept any form of cheating. I think I saw them out together sometimes. He was a rich businessman. Who was he? I believe he was one of the doctor's patients. Did anyone see this for sure, ma'am? Oh, lots of people did. And that's why the poor man stopped seeing her. Bless his heart. He looked heartbroken. But then, the two of them were engaged, so she should have been more committed to him. When Bria first approached Rumble, she had no idea he had amnesia. She started apologizing to him. Was it for that affair? Or am I just speculating? We thanked the woman for her help before continuing to ask around town for more information. The more we hear, the more certain we became. She cheated on him. Princess, I know what you're thinking, but it would be incredibly rash to tell Rumple about this. She gives me the vibe that she's a bit crazy. Who, Bria or me? But she's lying to him! I can still remember the sadness in his eyes. Maybe somewhere deep down he still knows. Did his journal entries not say anything? Bria, Yeah, maybe. When I think, if I remember correctly, when she first approached us, she was really apologetic towards Rumple, and then she was insistent. She was like really insistent that he would go and meet her and talk to her. You can try talking to him, Princess, but without any evidence, we're just going off rumors. If you are wrong, I think that would hurt the situation a lot more. I'm forced to acknowledge Waltz's reasoning. As much as I want to tell Rumple right now, I don't even know where he is. We finish our errands for the day and then return to the margin, where I complete my chores around the tavern before retiring to bed. I get the vibe she might have caused Rumple, might be the cause of Rumple's amnesia. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, so how the storybook curses work is that they will choose people at random, and what happens to them will be based on what the story is. So my character has the Cinderella curse, so she has to be a poor person, or at least someone who is in a poorer situation that she was in originally, because everyone calls her princess, and that's because she's actually the princess of the kingdom that we're currently in. So everyone she knows, her family, don't remember who she is, and they don't know who she is. No one in the kingdom knows she's the princess. The only people that know are the people who are afflicted by the curse. And I'm guessing Rumple's curse works a bit differently in that he's the one that has amnesia rather than everyone else, because everyone else seems to remember who he is, just not his name. Oh, wait! That's what it is! Rumple doesn't know his fucking name! That's why we call him Rumple, is because he doesn't know his name. Because, you know, people have to guess Rumpelstiltskin's name. That's why. It's because Rumple doesn't know his name. That's why that's his curse. That's his curse. Yeah, I figured it out. Took me a second. It took me a second, but I remember now. Don't worry, Rumple, you were not forgotten. Later that night, after turning for... Whoa, God, voice crack. Later that night, after turning for hours in bed without any success of sleep, I make my way downstairs for a glass of milk. I stop abruptly at the sound of hushed voices. Parfait and Rumple are sitting together at the table. Their voices are soft. It means a lot to me that you're still taking care of me, even with everything that you have on your plate. When things are uncertain as they are right now, the little things that remain the same are actually comforting. What? No complaints tonight? He clears his throat. Lady Parfait, I always find comfort in your presence. Your heart... Ah, your heart's not in it, is it? Please don't stress yourself out trying to take care of me. I've seen the orders of medicines and the dosages. I can take care of myself, Rumple. I owe you and Lady Delora for letting me stay here. Even now, you could have kicked me out, yet I'm still here. This isn't the confident Rumple that I'm used to seeing. It's rather heartbreaking to see you like this, you know? Parfait's eyes drift past Rumple, and she sees me before I can dart away. I think you're worrying your partner too. Rumple turns in his seat and stares at me. Princess. I slowly make my way towards them. I'm sorry, Princess. I haven't been trying to help you at all. That name, I can't take it seriously. What? Parfait or Rumple? It's fine. Rumple. Rumple. I'm sure his real name will soothe you, Lemon. I'm sure it will. We have no idea. I don't even know how far in we are in this game. To be, my watch just died. To be frankly honest, I don't know how far in we are. Hang on. I'm just gonna put my watch to charge. I didn't even realize it was dead. Damn. Imagine that. He's a rump. Eh. He's an ass. I mean, what? I'm joking. It's fine. Parfait is right, though. It's not like you to be so pitiful. Ah, your words are still as sharp as ever. I glance at words. English is so easy. I love English so much. Anyways, I glance at Parfait curiously. The light of the tavern lights her face up dimly, making it look more ghostly than usual. She looks sicklier. Do you think I look like a ghost, princess? Yes. By the time night comes around, I'm utterly exhausted. You said you were like this because of the Tenebrarum? You said you were like this because of the Tenebrarum Lucas you have to take care of. That is correct. I used to be able to watch over it more easily, but now with the balance between both crystals lost in the kingdom, it's getting harder. This responsibility is a big burden. It is a heavy toll on my body. But that doesn't diminish any of my pride. I am proud to bear this responsibility. Someone needs to do it, and I am very glad I can help so many people through bearing this burden. What would happen if you just let the responsibility go? There would be even more chaos than there is now. And what of the Tenebrarum bearer? Would they not help you with your stress? There is no Tenebrarum bearer currently. What? Parfait stares at me for a few moments, a complicated expression on her face. Then suddenly she sighs. Please do not worry about me, princess. I've lived a good life. I just want to do more good while I still live. And I am very lucky to be surrounded by so many good people. Anyway, you two should be off to bed. The two of you should be off to bed soon. I can tell you're both tired. Parfait pauses to look at me, eyebrows slightly arched. Oh, but before you go, there was something I meant to ask you. Ask me? Parfait crosses her arms and looks at me. The fuck is that word? Hang on, 2 seconds. What is that? Okay. It's a weird word. What's it mean? Hang on. I want to know what it means. What does it mean? Using few words sometimes in a way that seems rude or unfriendly. Okay. Parfait crosses her arms and looks at me tersely for a few moments. The look is so unlike her that it almost concerns me. She looks uncertain of something, though I cannot imagine what it is. What could she want to discuss with me? I wanted to ask you if you were free the day after tomorrow. I am free whenever my schedule says I am. Then, if you could spare 20 or so minutes, I want to speak with you about something. Very important. Something very important. Important?
I suppose you could say it is related to your curse.
Fine. Parfait smiles at us before walking back up to her room, leaving me alone with Rumple. Rumple smiles at me uncertainly. For a few moments, I think he might actually talk to me. But then he rushes off after giving me an apology. I watch him walk up the stairs, my heart sinking. I need to know what is going on with him. Today is my day off. I keep a lookout for Rumple. Eventually, I see him making his way down the staircase. He does not look quite as disheartened as last night, but his expression is still rather somber. He says good morning to everyone as he usually does and then walks out through the front door. And that's my cue. Following behind Rumple without being seen proves to be remarkably easy. Even if he is perceptive, he won't be expecting me to follow after him after. Give me 2 seconds. Even if he is perceptive, he won't be expecting me to follow after him when I normally work during these hours. Yeah, Rumble rolled a perception nat 1. That's what it was. He makes his way through the town until he comes to a stop at a little cafe in the main plaza. It is cleverly hidden just slightly out of view. Not at all in plain view like the rest of the shops. Bria is sitting, waiting for him at a table with a journal. The way she smiles at him numbs my heart. I make my way over to the nearby fountain and crouch beside it to keep out of their view. I can hear their conversation, just barely from where I sit.
You know, I'd been searching for you a long time when I saw you. You suddenly disappeared from the house one night and I couldn't find you.
Why? Why did I leave the house?
I don't know.
Oh, that hesitation! She knows exactly why he left. She knows exactly why he left. Was it a fight?
No, not a fight. We barely ever fought. We made a promise when you gave me this ring. We promised we would never make each other sad.
I closed my eyes and breathed. Bria's words drive a bitterness through my heart, even after everything I heard. Is it possible those rumors are baseless? But isn't it also possible that they were the truth? And Rumple mentioned a fight. Now is my chance to tell him. Watch she was cheating. Okay, well, here is where all of you come in. So, do we tell him? Okay, so give me just a second to write these down. I will give you guys 2 minutes because I don't want to like wait for 10 minutes. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Oh, this thing it's too long. Consider. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Go. Go. I'm not gonna look at the results until after, but do we interrupt the conversation and tell him? Or do we reconsider? What do we do? The choice is yours. What will happen? What is my fate? What do we do? Oh, chat. Will you guide me to the right path or will you sabotage me? Only one can tell. Only one can tell. I'm so sad now. I just realized I'm completely out of snacks. Oh. I can't even go food shopping because I'm broke. Oh, I'm so broke. Okay, so Bria, we've heard the rumors conversation saying that she cheated on Rumpel because, as we know, Rumpel was a doctor and he's a nice man, quote unquote. But she's making it as if that she didn't actually cheat. Either that or she's dancing around the situation because that hesitation was so sweet. Hang on, let me see. That hesitation was oh so sweet. But Rumpel has no idea. I think he has an inkling of what is going on because he has, even with amnesia, you have like, you kind of have this, what is it? You kind of have this like underlying feeling that something happened. You know, I don't know, you get what I mean? Alright. 10, 9, 8. 3, 2, 1, go! What's it say? What do you guys say? Interrupt? Okay, we will interrupt the conversation. I step out from behind the fountain and slowly make my way over to the table. Bria looks up and around. After a few moments, her eyes falls on me. She immediately scowls. What are you doing here? I came to see if you were lying to Rumpel. What? 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 Is there something wrong, Miss Partner? Not with me, but perhaps with you. Excuse me? You seem to have quite the reputation. Princess. I have no idea what you're talking about, but taking people's words at face value is foolish. Mother would have said the same thing. But why would they lie? So, it's not true that you were seeing another man? How dare you! Bria stands up and glares at me. I frown back at her. Her anger does not faze me. She seems like a petulant child. I can't stand jealous girls. They are the bane of my existence. And you're what, 18? 17, but what does that even matter? Either way, there's just be about a 6-year age gap between you two. Ugh. 24. Gods, am I really so ancient? The two of us look at him in unison, then back at each other. I am here because I want to help my partner, and because you are lying to him. And who are you to say that I'm lying? You're a terrible little spy, is what you are, hiding places to watch us, going around town asking about me. 24, ancient, I'm gone. Yeah, this human body is 24. What does that make me? I am god ancient. I am eons old. I actually lost count of how old I am, to be fair. The body in Min is 24. I have no idea how old I am. I know I'm really old though. Older than the universe? That's a bit too far. I'm telling you now that Rumpel doesn't need you, especially if you're the one spewing lies. Those words have no weight coming from a hypocrite. Wait, ladies! Rumpel looks between the two of us, eyebrows furrowed. Then he shakes his head. Bria, I knew. It was in my journal. What? Rumpel faces Bria. His expression crumpled. It was that lord, wasn't it? The one I refused to take money from that one time I helped him? I gotta go sleep, have fun. If I can ever slap someone, do it. Okay, sure thing. Good night, Lemon. Have a nice sleep. Sleep well, sweet dreams. He told me himself. I think that's why this feeling inside me is so mute right now. Why I was always having second thoughts about your story. Bria, why didn't you ever tell me you were seeing him? I asked you that question back then too, but you never told me. And so I was waiting for you to bring it up again. My body is 21, but my back says 80. Oh lord. Extras, you need to take care of yourself. I was waiting for you to explain. I was waiting for...
As if I could ever get anything through that thick cull,
everybody.
As if I could ever get anything through that thick skull of yours. Even I cannot stop myself from staring at her when she insults Rumple. But with this, she has admitted that the rumors are true. Even if I explained myself, all you would ever say was that you were sorry, but nothing ever changed.
What did I do that was so wrong?
Look at you. Even now you can't bring yourself to be angry at me.
I can kind of see where Rumple's coming from, but at the same time, I can see where Bria's coming from. Like, why isn't he pissed? I would want him to be pissed too, but it's the fact that I understand why Rumple is apologizing and why he's asking. He's in that kind of state of, if I was the perfect man, she wouldn't have cheated on me. That kind of thing.
You knew the truth, and instead of demanding to know why I did what I did, you kept asking what you did wrong. But you'll never realize what you did wrong, Rumple. Never. Some things never change.
Bria scowls as she makes her way around the table. Rumple tries to call her back, but Bria only frowns as she walks away. Rumple lets out a long sigh. And there goes all of my journals too. Right. He said that Bria had all of his old journals. I'm sorry. I only made things worse. I'm still not entirely sure what they were talking about, but... Princess, you don't have to apologize for anything. Though... I would like you to apologize for shedding some light on my age. What the... Seriously? What? Am I really, truly that old? Suddenly, he looks disgruntled, but the look of distraught on his face is almost comical. I can't help it when I smile, and then start to laugh. Does my ears deceive me? Is that wonderful sound coming from your mouth, princess? How precious. It's just, you're an old man. If I'm an old man, then I'm young at heart. Besides, I would be a lot more offended if you weren't smiling while you said that. After a few moments, Rumple sighs and shakes his head. I am sorry you had to see all that. I knew there was more to the story than Bria was letting on because I read the memory in my journal. You knew about the nobleman? Why did you not say anything? These people make me feel like an old man. Bruh, Rumble's 24 and the princess is 17. I feel old. Like I said, I was waiting for her to say something. I wanted her to open up about it, honestly. Bria is undoubtedly bold, but I doubt she is at all honest. The journal entry, I never read it to you. You have been distant the last week. I have been, and I'm sorry for that. But allow me to enlighten you. Rumple gestures to the chair that Bria was sitting in, and I take the seat opposite him. First, the nobleman was one of my patients. He had a grievous sickness. one that no one else had been able to cure. I cannot help but remember the little boy with the impossible sickness. It seemed he was drawn to Rumple too. So the princess is a child? Yeah, pretty much. She is a child. Oh my gosh, she is underage. Oh, Rumple's gonna go to jail. Rumple was not able to help that boy on his own either. Some woman offered her assistance. Did you manage to cure him with the help of that same woman? It was another cryptic entry. But yes, the mysterious woman from the first entry appeared. We struck another deal, but I can't remember the deal after all. All I know is that afterwards, I did something to make Bria hate me. And she began seeing the nobleman. Or maybe it was before that. Maybe she was just unhappy. She won't explain why. She still cheated on you. That's her fault, not yours. All Rumble, all got my eyes on you. Yeah, we got our eyes on you, Rumple. We got our eyes on you. Rumple nods absently. I can tell he's not convinced. In any case, even though I can't remember the entirety of what happened, every time I thought of Bria, I thought of our love and in the past tense. Rumple frowned, but it is fleeting. Suddenly, he smiles again. Well, let's head back for now, Princess. I'll figure out how to reach Bria later. I follow Rumple back to the Marchen, though he seems fine for the time. Rumple's somberness returns as we head back. He looks like he's trapped in his thoughts. He needs the rest of his journals, but how is he going to get a hold of them now?
Oh, Princess, you're here. Sorry we're late.
My, the princess is gracing us with her presence. Parfait said a few days ago that she had something to discuss with me. So, here I am. Then let's get right to it, shall we? She plops down on one of the chairs and Parfait sits down gracefully beside her.
Princess, the other day you asked me about my responsibility and briefly about the Tenebrarum bearer.
I did, but what does that have to do with me? It has everything to do with you, because when it comes to that second inquiry, the answer is right here. Delora points at me. I stare at her, not comprehending.
Princess, the bearer of the Crystallum Tenebrarum is you.
What? I am not able to even feel shock, just confusion. But how do I have anything to do with these crystals? See, I told you she'd be confused.
It's because we started backwards. I'm so sorry, Princess.
I don't understand.
You remember the story about the crystals, Princess? For a time, the crystals were in complete balance. Even the witches who were drew to negative energy were respected. Then, one day, Hans wrote the fairy tales. Witches were suddenly painted as villains. Humans attacked the witches, trying to drive them out. Their leader, who just so happened to be my best friend, was hard-pressed on trying to keep the peace. She was the original bearer of the crystal. But as witches were killed and thrown out, she found her patience wearing thin.
She killed a human, the ultimate taboo, and there was nothing we could do to try and stop her.
This bearer, The leader of the witches and the bearer of the Crystallum Tenebrarum is someone you know, or someone you knew. She erased all your memories, made you think that the fairy tales were evil, that humans were terrible. I feel something dark stirring inside of me. A sharp pain cuts through my heart, making it hard to breathe.
Ah, interesting.
The previous bearer of the crystal was your mother, Princess. Hildra, the leader of the witches.
That's impossible! Mother was not a witch!
But she was, the strongest of us all. When she died, she kept some of her power sealed within the crystal, which is why it still allows the fairy tale curses to spread. What kind of lie is this? I cannot use magic, and Mother never told me that she was a witch. She would have told me. It sounds like it, doesn't it? But I assure you, Princess, we wouldn't ever lie to you about something like this. As impossible as it seems, you are a witch. Your powers won't manifest until you're 18, and at that time, you will inherit control of the crystal. Since your birthday is soon, this was the last chance we had to teach you goodness. Your mother's been shielding you from it for a long time. We trusted you were different from her, and you are. But Mother was the only one that ever loved me. She stole away your memories and made you hate the world. Delora, she was fostering hatred in you, making you just like her. You don't know anything about my mother. I stand up, rage coiling up inside me like a snake. Princess, I know a lot about her. More than you will ever know. No! The truth is hard, Princess. But eventually, we all have to face it. Hildra was my beloved friend. Facing her was the hardest thing I have ever done. We only want to help you. Well, you're not very good at it. I turn my heels and storm out of the room. I feel that there was more to what Delora and Parfait wanted to say to me, but I cannot stand to hear it right now. I walk into the clearing and sit against a tree, furiously rubbing my eyes as I try to clear my dangerously watering eyes. Showing emotion is weak. I sit there for a long time, in the clearing, trying to calm myself, my thoughts spinning, wildly out of control. Control? Princess? I see him out of the corner of my eyes, standing between two trees, his eyebrows knit together with worry. What? Were you listening? Listening? No, I just came to look for you in your room, and when I came downstairs, Parfait told me you had run out to the forest. May I sit next to you? I say nothing as he walks over to me. He sits down beside me, his hand resting on his knees as he looks up at the canopies of the trees. Thank you for today, Princess, for coming after me and trying to make things right. Excuse me. I am not in the mood to talk about this right now. My thoughts are too scrambled. Sometimes, truth is hard. How do you know it was the truth? A feeling. Trusting people is hard sometimes. I understand. Thanks for the headpats. I don't know why I'm whispering, but I'm whispering. Thanks for the headpats. He looks at me, and his eyes seem to glimmer softly in the moonlight. Would you like someone to listen to your problems, princess?
It is time!
It is time.
It is time! Your 2 minutes starts now! Oop. While I wait, I'm just gonna take a look at this. Looks like everything is as per... Coolios. Oh, I need to change my nickname on here. Hang on. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it in stream mode. How's the boyfriend hunt going? Damn, Common, you come in to ask that? Uh... It's alright, I suppose. Excuse me. Welcome in, Common. How are you doing today? Currently, chat is deciding whether I talk to this man about my problems or if I, remain silent. A doctor grooming a princess sounds like the beginning of a whole different kind of story. Oh dear, no, Alcatraz, stop. I have to, like, keep in mind the time as well, that, that this story technically takes place. You know. Hey, my love life is shit, so may as well ask. Bruh, what the fuck? My love life is pretty trash. What the hell? What the heck? I just bonked my mic. Sorry. Not really, but sorry. Whoops. You still got a better chance than me? I highly doubt that, but okay. You guys cannot do this to me. I'm gonna roll a die. If you guys cannot decide, I'm gonna roll a D4. If you guys cannot decide, if you guys make it an even, I'm gonna roll a D4 and see where it lands. How this will work is, if you guys make it a tie, I'll roll a D4, and if it's even, I pick the second one, and if it's odd, I pick the first one. Alright, bonk. Let's begin the first one. We're gonna talk to him. Some love life is better than none. That's true. That is true. I rub my eyes as Rumpel looks at me with a quiet smile. He could be talking about his own problems, but instead he's trying to comfort me. Parfait and Delora told me about something they were keeping hidden from me. They told me something about Mother. And it doesn't make any sense to me because everything that they are saying makes her a villain. Every villain, even villains are often misunderstood. Or have trying circumstances. I have absolutely none. Love for me is as dark as a black hole that sucks me. Oh, what the hell? But enough depressing shit. How is everybody? Bruh, how can you just like type in poetry and then just say, yeah, that's depressing shit. Yeah, how is everyone? Fuck you. Fine. Rumpel slowly reaches out his hand. Wait, what? Rumpel slowly reaches out to rest his hand atop of mine. I sit up straight and stare at him, my eyes wide. Rumpel smiles at me, a slow, soft smile that crinkles the edges of his eyes.
Seeing such a beautiful lady close to tears makes my heart break, you know. But if you ever need to cry, you should. Tears aren't weakness. They're just a form of expression. And even the strongest of us cry. I'm not going to cry. My mind reels and then starts to feel fuzzy.
In pain? Wait, I was stressed. I thought you said you were better. Definitely the Ice Princess.
The title startles me out of my thoughts. I stare at him poignantly, beginning to grimace, but Rumple just smiles.
I always thought it was a delicate name, suitable for a strong and beautiful woman. Seeing you like this, it makes me realize that the name suits you. I just had a small episode that sent me to the ER. Some bad food. Oh, I see, I see. That's why you have to sniff it.
Perhaps if everyone else meant it that way, it wouldn't be so terrible a title. Rumple slowly takes his hand away and smiles. Though he insists on hearing me out, I insist on the opposite. For now, I want to keep what I discussed with Parfait and Dolora to myself. I still need time to process it.
It was bacon. It smelled delicious. What the heck? Well, was it uncooked bacon? What color was it? Because the color?
For tonight, I just want to forget the conversation ever happened. For some time, the two of us are silent. There are no words exchanged between the two of us, but the silence is comfortable.
Thanks for the hydrate. I usually use the sniff test for different kind of stuff. It better not be your underwear. Thanks for the hydrate. I want to throw shit at Phantom. Bruh, you could literally just do a normal throw. You didn't have to do a hydrate throw, but okay. Thanks for the head pats, Tim. Welcome in, Tim. I can speak English. It was just some regular bacon. I made it in the oven. That's how I usually make it. Ah. How are you, Tim? I hope you're doing okay. If it smells like fish, run. True story.
Then eventually Rumple puts a hand on my shoulder. Things will work out, Princess. I hope so. I stand and excuse myself. Good night, Rumple. I turn and walk away.
Good night, my sweet princess. You're too old. You're too old. Living it. Hope you're doing lovely. I'm doing alright. And you, my little sunflower, are just as radiant as always.
Oh my, Rumple.
It's like the whole thing with Bria never happened. He's back to his flattering every woman he meets. Overthinking again, princess? I turned to see Karma grinning at me from where he sits at the table. Surprisingly, he is sitting with Jurian and Garland today, who were arguing about some kind of knight's stance. It's none of your business. Oh. If she is a void, the stuff... Oh, wait. If it smells like fish... If she is a void stuff, I say and understand why. How dare you insult the woman's smell? How dare you? Common, that's so rude. But at least you know if she showered or not. If she smells like fish, it's probably because she hasn't actually done any bodily hygiene things, you know? Yeah. That's like one of the reasons. No, it's not. But you have such a sad look on your face, I had to ask. That's fine, Common. Don't worry about it. I'd appreciate you not staring at my face. I don't need to stare to see you in distress. I turn on my heels and begin to walk away, irritated. Even when I'm wrong, even when I'm among other people, it is impossible to forget that conversation I had with Parfait and Delora. It hovers at the back of my mind constantly. Ah! Thanks for the stretch, Alcatraz. Ugh. We have not spoken again since then, yet even now, I'm still taking in what they told me before. My mother, the Tenebrarum bear, and me. A witch. The reason others have always feared me is because of my blood. I suppress the sigh as I attempt to return to my work. Gotta keep you well stretched out? I guess so, yeah, that's a good point. As the days go by, I notice myself becoming more and more agitated. Half of it is the recent history lesson, and the other half is Rumple's flirting with other women. How can he just snap his fingers and get over Bria so quickly? Thanks, Common. See ya, good night. Have a nice rest of your evening. If he flatters every woman, does that mean he does not really mean the things he say to me? No, that's why I have a drawing tablet and not a display tablet. Because if I have a drawing tablet, I'm looking straight at my screen rather than looking down at my tablet. See, I'm a smart un. Yeah, I know exactly what I said. Don't question me. I gather the plates off the counter, put them on a tray, and take them to the customers. Today, everything feels mechanical. For the last few days, I have been noticing that I walk more stiffly, and that if I walk too quickly, my vision blurs. Probably because of my overthinking. I stumble as I bring the tray to a familiar customer. The man looks up at me and asks if I'm okay, and I murmur that I am before walking off. The blurriness comes back. What's wrong with me? I look over at Rumple, who is at a table with two girls because his shift is over. Rather than boil over on the inside, I feel myself getting warmer on the outside. My skin feels clammy. I have to force myself to take a breath and get to the next round of orders. My last order for the day is for one of the girls at Rumple's table. I don't want to go over there. I start carrying the tray over to the table, biting down on my lip as I sway, as the sway comes back into my step. As I draw closer, I notice something. I notice Rumple and the girls laughing about something. I grip my teeth and push in front of them and pause in front of them to lay down the tray. This isn't mine. It's my friend's. Yes, I was the one who ordered the soup. The two stare at me. Instead of handing the soup off, they wait for me to move the bowl. But before I can reach over to move it, Rumpel slides it over to the other girl himself. For a few moments, there's a fragment of a scowl on his face. How are you doing today, my sweet princess? When I think about speaking, the words catch feebly in my throat. I turn and walk off. Princess?
Still as cold as ice. The title Ice Princess definitely suits her. How can you dote on her, Rumpel?
Despite the numbness in my mind, I still feel angry. Time for an explosion! Anyways, I turn around so quickly that it made me stumble. I feel myself teetering on the edge of falling, but something stops me. Warm hands reach out to grab mine before I could fall. Through my dizziness, I can see Rumpel standing in front of me. Princess, look at me. He puts his hand under my chin and angles my head so that I can see him better. The expression on his face is suddenly serious. He looks at me for a few moments before he places his hand on my forehead. Princess, you have a fever. A really high fever, actually. You should go back to your room and rest. I'll drop by with some medicine in a few minutes after I say goodbye to these ladies. I'm fine. My voice comes out hoarse. Trying to clear my throat only makes me feel more miserable. Princess, you are not fine. You look like you're about to collapse. I will not collapse. I am stronger than that. Mother taught me how to be strong. Mother. My thoughts become scrambled. Once again, my mind wanders, but this time I cannot keep myself steady as I try to walk away. Putting one foot in front of the other proves to be too difficult, and I once again feel myself starting to stumble. Then I feel warmth, this time arms instead of hands. Sweet little princess, what am I going to do with you? FBI, open up! Before I can understand what is happening, I am lifted off my feet. I feel an arm supporting my back and the other supporting beneath the crook of my knees. Warmth. Such a nice warmth. You really are stubborn, aren't you, princess? I guess I'll just have to carry you up myself. Save it for the birthday. Okay, it is time. I'm just gonna call this FBI, yeah. Wait. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. Do we struggle or do we lean in close? If you guys make it even again, I have my D4 here. I don't have to go and grab it. I have it here. Save it for the birthday. Yeah, Rumpel, save it for the birthday when she's actually 18. But wait, there's still like a huge gap though, even if she's 18. Okay. The choice to struggle or to lean. The struggle or to lean. To be fair, I feel like it would be really uncomfortable. Like, how would we fall if we struggle? I can only imagine that it would be really uncomfortable for both parties. Like, not only would he let go, but also, like, how am I gonna fall? Like, am I gonna fall on my face? Am I gonna fall on my back? Am I gonna fall on my ass? How does that work? I choose not to struggle in these kind of situations because, bruh, how would I fall? I feel like it would hurt me more than it will hurt him. But that's up to you, chat. What do we do? What do we do? Only time can tell. Wait, 6 years is a big age gap. It's not really a big age gap, not to me at least. My mom and dad's like 5 years apart. I think if you go above that, then it's a big age gap. For me, that's not really that big an age gap. Of course, it's not the most ideal age gap in the entire world, but yeah, it's not really that great. My body is so weak anyway. Even if I wanted to struggle, I would not be able to. I slowly lean my head against his chest. Princess, you conceded that you need help? No. Still so stubborn. There's an indistinctive murmur behind him that probably belongs to the girls. Rumpel responds to them in a low voice. Stubborn as she may be. But my sweet princess is stronger than any other woman I've ever known. So warm. Ah, but it's not as warm as you are right now, princess. Okay, I was about to question some of my relationships. Oh! His voice slowly begins to fade out as I close my eyes. It's still, to be fair, like 6 years is a questionable age gap, but if you're in like a similar point in life, then it's not that questionable. It's questionable when the person is, let's say, 20 and then the other person is 14, then it's a bit questionable. Yeah. It's when the person is an adult and then the other person is a child or just barely an adult. That's when it's questionable. I think if both people are adults, the age gap doesn't really matter as much. Unless it's like an egregious age gap, like 20 fucking years. Yeah, I feel like people seem to forget that 6 years, up until like, I feel like up until 8 years is not that bad, because some people's parents are at that age gap, because my parents are like a 5 year age gap. I feel like people seem to forget that the age gap is not what matters, it's what stage in life the people are in that when they get into the relationship. Because if they're both consenting adults, that's fine. If one party is an adult and the other is just barely an adult or still a minor, that's when it's questionable. But people kind of forget that that's why it's questionable. People just want to give people the label of, oh my god, you're a groomer, you're a predator, so easily without thinking about everything else. Anyways, back to the story. His voice slowly begins to fade out as I close my eyes. For the time being, I stop caring about everything else around me. I forget about Mother, about my talk with Delora and Parfait, about the crystal, the Martian, and I focus on Rumpel. Is it so selfish to want to be the only person held like this by him? Even when he was engaged with someone before? Slumber slowly reaches up to claim me, darkness intermingling with warmth. In that last moment, I think I see Rumpel smile at me.
Mother, Mother! I have to tell you about the fairy tale that the children read to me today.
Phantom, what did I tell you about the fairy tales?
But there was a princess just like me. She found her Prince Charming and...
Fairy tales are not real.
But they make really good stories, Mother.
They are false stories. Do you really think it would be so easy to live happily ever after?
No, but...
Fairy tales make things black and white. Life is full of grays.
Black and white?
Good and evil. No one is totally evil and no one is totally good. Even princes are not completely just.
So princes and princesses can be bad?
Phantom,
Everyone has darkness to them. The princes that throw themselves into danger are not selfless. They seek wealth, fame, or power. You see, fairy tales are lies because no one is so selfless and so full of love. People are two-faced. Trust no one. Y- yes, Mother. No one will love you like I do. To find pure love like that is impossible.
Well, she isn't wrong. Yeah, she's not wrong. She's not wrong, but yeah, I slowly blink my eyes open. For a few moments, the room is blurry, and there's nothing but vivid colors before my eyes. My eyes feel heavy, my throat scratchy. I stifle a cough as I blink back tears. Stifle is what it says. And then through my tears, I notice a slight motion.
Rumple?
Rumple is slumped in a chair in front of my bed. His head lolled to the side, his eyes closed. He murmurs something in his sleep, and then shifts. What is he doing here? I notice a notebook on his lap. Not something you tell a child, but that is the truth of the world. Yeah, it is the truth of the world, but it really is not something you tell to a child that's just telling you about a fairy tale. And what is that journal? I slowly slide my hand out from underneath the covers and reach across the bed. Right as my fingers were about to brush the cover, Rumple's hand suddenly falls on mine. Looks like you're feeling better. He pulls his hand away along with the book, before carefully setting my hand back down on the covers. Yeah, exactly. There was no need. There was no need. At least you look better. But how do you feel?
Better.
Rumple looks tired, but his smile is still there. Oh. I won't believe it until I see it.
You just said I looked better.
That's my own analysis, but you, my sweet princess, don't sound very convinced.
My throat is a little sore, and I think if I stood up I would fall over. Why do you look so surprised?
You would usually never admit to such a thing, would you? You're still most definitely sick. Rumple leans forward and puts a hand on my forehead. His hand is cool on my hot skin. Our eyes lock as he tests my temperature. After a few moments, he finally peels his eyes away from me and sits back in his chair. Your temperature is down, but you definitely need the rest, princess. You should go back to sleep. Oop.
And what? Will you just sit there and watch me?
The words come out curter? Come out curter? What the fuck? Curt is the word. Curter, I've never heard. Ooh, that rhymes. I should write that down. Oi. The words come out curter than I meant them to, and for a few moments Rumple looks surprised. Then he laughs. Princess, I haven't just been staring at you. I've been writing in my journal too. You have such a scary look on your face. Not that it isn't enticing, but I think your smile is much better. I sigh as I close my eyes for a moment. I fight to put my scrambling thoughts together, but one thought in particular keeps surfacing. For some reason,
I can't help but remember the snide women standing by Rumple's side jeering at me earlier. The way they made this reminds me of some kinds of things I read. Oh my god, I hope they aren't bad things. JK. I open my eyes and look at Rumple. Those women from earlier. Oh, right. I apologize for their impoliteness. The things they said to you were uncalled for, and I told them that. You flirt with women like that all the time. But why? They are not even good people. Not good people? But, well, I suppose they act differently when you're there. Princess, you're blind to their jealousy, aren't you? They're jealous of me? Why? My mind turns over what they could possibly be jealous about as my eyes fall on Rumple. I remember the way he defended me to the women. Is it because you're my partner? It's a lot more than that. It's your grace, the noble way you carry yourself. They would never think I have those qualities. Flirting is nice. Is nice flustering people? Flirting is nice flustering. Yeah, it is. But where else would their jealousy stem from? They're jealous that I take your attention away from them. Princess, I think even if they're nice people, I do not see how you can flirt with them when you were just recently in love with someone else. Normally I would stop talking, but the words continue tumbling out of me. I don't understand how someone like you, who had a fiancé, could still be flirting with girls. How can you love someone if all you do is flirt with other girls? Flattering is one thing, but you cannot just flatter every girl. Why are you still smiling at me? I may not remember a lot of things, Princess, but I know for certain that whatever feelings I had for Bria vanished a long time ago. The good ones, at least. Rumple. The words break apart as I start coughing. Don't rile yourself over this. Please, rest. I slowly lean back into my pillow with my eyes half closed. Why do I even care about what Rumple does? Why does it bother me that he flirts with other girls? That's his business. Rumple pulls the covers closer to my chin and smiles. Just because I flatter other women, that doesn't mean that I cannot love someone. You always say some women have stolen your heart, but your heart cannot belong to everyone. Yet, you told me you always speak the truth. Maybe that in itself is a little white lie. Just some harmless dramatics. But most girls know that I'm being dramatic, Princess. They don't take my words so seriously, even if I do mean my compliments. He stares at me for a few moments thoughtfully. Does it bother you so much that I compliment other girls? Of course not. Though it will be difficult to hold my tongue, I will do it for you, Princess, so don't worry. Why would he do something like that for me? My eyes are suddenly so heavy, I have no choice but to close them as I let out a deep sigh. My head begins to hurt again. Behind my closed eyelids, I can hear a soft shuffle as Rumple moves in his chair. Right before I fall into the darkness of sleep, I feel something warm and soft on my forehead. Rumple?
A goodnight kiss. His words are quiet, and I can only just barely make them out. I cannot think on them, because the pull of sleep is much too tempting. It takes a while, but after several days, Rumpel finally allows me to go back to work. I cannot remember much of what happened when he was watching over me, especially that first day. It's all a little bit of a blur now, like it was all just a dream. You know what, I never really understand this trope of like people getting so sick that they can't remember the first day that they were sick. Because I don't think I've ever experienced that before. Has anyone else experienced that? I would love to know. I would love to know. Because I don't know if that's like a real thing or not.
Ah, princess, back on your feet?
Yes, I am fine now.
Ah, what a relief. Last I saw you, you looked quite pale.
When?
I dropped in to check on you in your room, but Rumpel was there. He told me that he had everything under control.
Why did you need to check on me?
Because I was worried, of course. Maybe you've been working too hard?
No, I am fine. Just tell me what things need to be done. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that trope. If it is just a trope, then I really don't understand it. If the person was drunk, that's one thing, but if they're sick, I can't really realistically picture that as a thing, just because I've never experienced it. And that's why I'm kind of asking, like, has anyone actually experienced it, where they're so sick that their mind is foggy and they can't remember anything? Because I have been the sickest I've possibly been when I was a kid, when I was younger. Or at least when Min was younger, when she got sick. And embarrassingly enough, she couldn't hold her bowels. That was the only time she was so sick. She was so sick to the point that she couldn't control herself. And I still remember it. Well, we still remember it, clear as day. We just remember sleeping on the couch for most of it because we were so sick that we couldn't go to our room. It was just so... Oh god, the experience was disgusting. I had to go to the bathroom several times to vomit when I had the energy to get up. But when I didn't have the energy to get up, we mostly laid on the couch with a bucket, I think. Yeah. Blaze, thank you so much for the kiss. The only way I see it being a thing is a coma. Yeah. Yeah. I don't see it otherwise. I don't get it.
Are you sure you're okay?
She's fine, Anise. Dolores suddenly appears before me, smirking. The princess is sturdy and a little too stubborn to let a little sickness get her down. I have not spoken with Dolores or Parfait since that night where they decided to tell me about Mother. Just thinking about what they told me, it puts me on edge. Oh, princess, why the sour expression? Allow me to calm you down with a little lullaby. Excuse me? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Anise, give me those work orders now. Up above the world so high. Anise!
The tables on the west are yours, princess.
I quickly walk away from the bar and catch only the last little bit of Dolores singing. Like a diamond in the sky. My dice! Ah! My die! Oh, it fell. God, jeez. I got it. It's fine. She sang that the night I was cursed. Hearing her sing it again is infuriating. The song slowly fades from my mind as I go about my work for the day. I am still a little shaky on my feet, but not so much that I need to be back in bed. As I am walking around the bar, I catch snatches of conversations as I serve food. Ugh. I heard the king has been mediating arguments between his two advisors. Huh? That Methros man? I remember him. He reminds me of a snake. Always smiling, that slithering smile of his. I drop my dice again. That one, and Alcaster. Apparently, there has been no end to their squabbles.
The king missed his monthly visit to the town yesterday, didn't he? I wonder if he's sick.
There has been no word from the palace, but I suppose he must have come down with something.
Nothing would keep the king from visiting otherwise.
What's going on at the palace? Oh, I heard about the incident with the royal guard. Apparently lots of them have been getting dishonorably discharged. Found doing something to dishonor the king's name. Huh? Like what exactly? Not sure. That information is still under wraps. I'm walking forward, not watching where I'm going, when I collide with someone in my path. I feel a hand on my shoulder, and then another lifts my chin. If it isn't the lovely princess, you're looking a lot peachier today. Because you're not as pale. Because the color's coming back into your skin? I'm still thinking of the king and the situation and the situations in the palace, and barely hear Rumpel's words. It isn't until he leans closer to me and narrows his eyes that I realize he is so close. And now Sleeping Beauty is truly awake. And here I was hoping I would have an excuse to plant a kiss on your lips, my sweet princess. Jail! 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 She's underage! Not a single reaction today. Not a slight blush, not a slap, not... Are you still sick? Must I perform another examination? Examination? Yes, by looking closely at your face, into your eyes. How are you a doctor, Rumpel? Rumpel stares at me with surprise. I'm not sure where the question came from, just that it was hovering in my mind. What? Princess, you wound me. I have not seen you do anything different from a niece. But my prescriptions. Even the people at the shop could tell us what medicine to buy. Fine, I'll show you. Rumpel's expression slips into something shockingly solemn. He looks at me gravely and extends a hand. If you would be so kind as to come up to my room. Does going up to your room have anything to do with work? Delora appears before me again, this time without a snide smile. She raises an eyebrow. I don't think either of your shifts are over. She looks at me first. Also, I meant for the lullaby to inspire you, not scare you, princess. For a few moments she looks concerned, which startles me. The lullaby is certainly associated with a terrible memory, but the weight of that memory has dissipated over time, as has my anger with Delora. It still is there, but holding on to that anger does me no good. I sigh and shake my head. You have a terrible voice. Ah, there's the princess we all know and love. She crosses her arms. Anyway, you don't want me to sing you into action again, do you? Come to my room later then, princess. I'll show you proof. Proof? I am a capable doctor. Rumpel walks off, leaving me with Delora, who looks at me skeptically for a few moments. Something on your mind, princess? There were so many conversations I heard earlier. So many questions that I have. Well, I don't want to speak to Delora. I may as well ask her about something she might know. I overheard rumors about the palace. Did you now? We still haven't confirmed those rumors yet. Look, princess, I know it's not in your nature to trust people, but trust Parfait and me at least. We'll let you know if something is up. I'm about to give this man the second circumstance. I am ushered back to work, where I spend the next few hours searching for more information. Unfortunately, everything I heard is just speculation.
Good work today, Phantom.
Has Rumpel already left?
I think he went up to his room earlier.
Thank you. Anise looks at me, curious. What?
You and Rumpel have grown a lot closer, haven't you?
Well, we're partners.
In the beginning, you didn't even want him as a partner. And now the two of you are friends?
Friends? If Rumpel considers me a friend, that should make me happy, but for some reason it makes me feel empty inside. Why? What else could we be besides friends? My cheeks feel warm as I try to think beyond the idea of just being friends with Rumpel.
I'm happy that the two of you are getting along.
Anise, I need to go. I told him I would meet him for something tonight.
Oh, okay. Sorry for holding you up.
Anise scrambles off, leaving me by myself. I stand there for a few moments in an attempt to still my thoughts, and then I begin to make my way to Rumpel's room. It's okay, it'll only be the tip. Oh, circumcision! I didn't even read that right. Ah! No, Akshas, no. Rumpel. The door swings open, and there stands Rumpel. With a dramatic bow, he ushers me inside, before closing the door behind him. I wasn't entirely I can read. I totally can read English. Give me 2 seconds to realign myself. I wasn't entirely certain you'd show up, princess. Normally, when you go places with me, it's out of necessity. I only came to see this proof you insisted upon earlier. Proof that you are more than what you seem. He places a hand on my back and guides me over to a chair. He requests that I sit, and I do. Here it is, my proof. You tried to read it while you were sick, too. Your journal? I have seen him write in this before, but I thought it was for his memories, not for doctor things. He barely even works on patients now. Rumpel's persistence stokes my curiosity? Okay. And soon I find myself flipping through the pages of the book. This was the journal you had when the Martian found you on the streets. You said it was empty then. It was. I have been filling things in for memory, even since I remembered my job. The book is filled with diagrams of the body, both inside and out. I have no idea what most of the words mean. What are all these smaller words here? Oh, parts of the pancreas. Not very fun to talk about. There is the papilla, the pancreatic duct. Why is it necessary to use such big words for such simple things? For clarification, Sometimes when you diagnose a problem, it isn't as simple as telling a person that their heart is weak. I continue flipping through it, with Rumpel sometimes explaining things that are on the page, though I do not ask for the descriptions. Scattered throughout the journal are journal entries about his life. When I get to the last entry, I spot my name and begin to read. But before I can even get to the next word after my name, Rumpel has taken the journal from my hands. Ah, sorry, my sweet, but a man's words are sometimes all he has. Insult them and you break him from the inside out. He thinks I'm going to insult his writing? But what do you think? Are you impressed about my sophistication, my breadth of knowledge, my intricacy? You drew some pictures and wrote fancy words by them. Princess, I cannot help the little laugh that escapes my lips. Immediately after hearing it, I feel myself flustering as Rumpel grins at me triumphantly. Your laugh is sweeter than honey, princess. And because your voice is back, you are no longer sick, I can hear it in all of its fullness. Rumpel takes a step closer to me and reaches out to touch my cheek. I flinch in surprise, but do not draw away. The rapid beating of my heart is not altogether uncomfortable, even if it does confuse me. He pulls his hand away from my cheek, then flicks my forehead. Ah! What was that for? I wanted to see the way your eyes glimmer. You look oddly vacant for a few moments. I open my mouth to speak again. But Rumpel surprises me by setting his finger on my lips. He inches closer to me, so close that I can feel his breath on my cheek. But even when you don't speak, your eyes speak for you. You have beautiful eyes, you know. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Grab it and break it. Oh, Jesus. Jeez, Alcatraz. You know what? I'm gonna let you guys choose this, and I will be right back. I'm just gonna grab some ham. Good idea. I'm gonna make a salad. I have ham. Yum 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 yum. I have to eat something. I have not eaten anything today. Yum yum. Yum yum yum. Look away. Okay. We'll look away. There he goes again with his compliments. I should be used to them, but I should be used to them by now, but lately whenever he compliments me, I cannot stop myself from feeling flattered. When I look into his eyes, I can almost see my reflection in them. Without realizing, I look away from him, feeling my breath stop short before I can breathe out. Are you sick, princess? You look a little flustered. Princess? He removes his fingers. From where? Huh? He removes his fingers. He does not, however, step back. I am still aware of his lips, so close to mine, and his eyes, which are still looking right at me. Oh, that was the correct choice. Look at that. This feels a little different than your usual resistance. Could it be that you're embarrassed? He clears his throat, then starts speaking again. In any case, it is so nice of you to... It is so nice to have you back, princess. I have missed you while you were sleeping day in and day out. He missed me? But you have friends all over the Marchen. Yes, but none of them are you. You're special. My heart plunges like a rock. I can feel it everywhere in my body, reverberating from a place that doesn't feel like my chest. He lowers his face so that the two of us are seeing eye to eye. I forget how to breathe as his hands go to my shoulders. Princess? Yes? I inhale sharply as I get a better look at Rumple's face. Up until now, I have not stopped to take a closer look at his features. But now I cannot stop my eyes from taking them in. Whenever you're sick again, I'll be there to help you. Because I am a doctor, even if you might not believe it. All you'll really ever need is a little vitamin me. I'm gonna throw him out the window. A little vitamin me? I'm gonna throw him out the window. What the fuck? In one precious moment, every single bit of energy that had been between us vanished. I stare blankly at Rumple as he smiles at me. No? I thought that was actually good too. Rumple pulls his hand away defeated. I suddenly feel strangely upset. What was I expecting from him? What else could he have said? Suddenly, I am eager to look away from him. I look everywhere but him, and eventually my eyes fall on a piece of paper. I recognize the name on the top, along with Rumple's signature, in the response lying next to it. Rumple moves to stand in front of the desk once more. That's... You're still writing to Bria? I sent her a letter asking for my old journals. I'm convinced that that's where the last of my memories are, but she refuses to give them to me. I glance at Bria's letter, my eyes scouring the words. I make a mental note of the address on the envelope. But don't worry, princess. I'll figure it out. But for now, he reaches for me. But I duck out of the way of his hand. I have to do this now, while the address is still fresh in my head.
I just remembered there's something I need to do. But Princess, I will see you tomorrow. I pause at the doorway and glance at Rumple.
See you tomorrow, Princess. Sweet dreams.
Good night, Rumple. Done.
I sealed the envelope over the letter I had written since I woke up. And now to have it delivered. After I have the letter sent off with a messenger, I return to my work for the day. It starts first with Mr. Broom, then with the serving. I look for Rumple, knowing that now is his time off, and am surprised when I see him sitting not with other women, but with Karma. The two of them are laughing together? I guess that advice isn't too terrible. I give the best advice, darling. I am a man at heart. Perhaps not as much as I am, but I can give you credit where credit is due. What are they talking about? What are you two talking about? Princess. Well, hello there, Princess. Karma's mischievous smile confuses me. Even Rumple looks surprisingly shaken. You did not answer my question. We're talking about matters relating to the heart. Of course you are. I took it upon myself to impart valuable advice to Rumple. You're giving advice to Rumple? Even though you two are always at each other's throats? Ha! Even the bitterest of enemies can become beloved friends. All it takes is a shared interest. I have no idea what you're talking about. But before I can say anything else, I am swept up by Delora, who calls me back to work. The day goes on, and soon it is almost my break. I go to the front to see if the messenger had returned yet.
Ah, Princess, there's a letter here for you.
I did not expect a response. I open it up and stare down at the letter for a long time. Writing love letters to a secret lover, Princess? Rumple appears behind me, his smile unusually small. He looks almost hesitant to be standing there. It's not important. I stuff the letter in my pocket and continue working. For the rest of the day, I ignore Rumple. I don't want him to be asking about this letter, just in case things don't go according to plan. He is obviously disheartened by my ignoring him, and his sadness only persists in making me feel guilty. This is not something he can know about, otherwise he'll try and stop me. Almost everyone has gone to their rooms, including a very saddened Rumple. The only people remaining are Anise and myself. Earlier, Waltz came in, insisting to speak to Delora and Parfait, and so the three of them are all off talking in the other room. Excuse me. Curiosity gets the better of me, and soon I find myself sweeping closer to the door. I edge it open quietly with my foot so that I can see what's happening inside. I didn't think he was still alive.
This is very troubling.
He must have used the glamour. But the fact that I didn't realize it was him, Is that the princess I spot peeping through the door? I try to hide, but all eyes in the room catch me before I can do so. Do you eavesdrop on people often, Phantom? I had no real reason to eavesdrop on them, besides my own curiosity.
It's no harm done, Delora.
Phantom, are you almost done with your chores? Ever since that conversation with Parfait and Delora, I've noticed that the words Parfait and I speak to each other are strained. Delora, however, is unchanged. I expect sarcasm from her now, but
She does not deliver. She simply stands still, looking at me somberly. I am. And what are you talking about? Hiding more things from me? We're talking about the rumors that have been going around about the palace. What have you heard? I have the right to know what is happening at the palace. We would tell you if we knew for certain, Princess. Walt sighs and runs his hands through his hair. I know the timing doesn't seem right, but I really should show myself out. I have a show early morning tomorrow. He glances around at all of us. I'm going to excuse myself for the night. Good night, everyone. As he passes me, he smiles. And to you too, Princess. Once again, everyone is being secretive. Why the sour English. Okay, back with my food? Well, nice. Welcome back. Why the sour face, Princess? Are you worried about what happens to people when in the palace you care nothing for? Delora! Okay, that was uncalled for. But really though, there is something I've been meaning to tell you. Since you're here now, I may as well say it. I knew you for 1 year before I cursed you. I saw what your mother done to you, and I knew I needed to undo the damage before your birthday. Why is she talking about this now? I called you cruel and wicked, when really I knew that the way you were was caused by the way your mother brought you up. And when we talked about Hildir the other day, I was unfair in what I said to you. We all have to face reality, but Delora pauses, looking surprisingly solemn. She sighs and continues. I always knew you had some good in you. I saw it in you when you spoke to your dolls. You have a good heart. Many people enjoy flattery, Princess, and a lot of people are receptive to flirting. But nothing can measure up to a genuine compliment. Delora just complimented me? Delora complimented me? Oh my god, guys. What do I say? What do I do? I'm never good with compliments. Okay, here you go. You got 2 minutes. And I'm going to enjoy my ham while I wait for you guys to do your thing. Nom nom. Ah, I'll probably say just. What did you put in your salad, Alcatraz? I would love to know. Did you even make a salad, or did you lie to us? You know, to be fair, this is the first time that Delora is talking to us, I think, with like genuine heart, I guess it would be the way to say it. I don't think she's ever spoken with us so genuinely before, so this is new. This is new.
Thank you, it is. Let me just drink some water really quick. Out of all the people, I did not expect Delora to compliment me. Not when she makes a point of always telling me the blunt truth. Thank you. There is no shock on Parfait or Delora's faces when they smile at me. I'm beginning to think that you and Delora are alike. You're both stubborn and have good in you, but you hide it behind sarcasm. Hey, Phantom and I are nothing alike. I feel lighter somehow. I made it with lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes, croutons, and some Italian dressing on top. Nice. You know what? I did not know that they were called croutons. For the longest time, I'm pretty sure I called them like little bread things. I didn't know that they were called croutons. I just called them like bread things, bread cubes. Which is literally what they are. They're rebaked bread. They're rebaked seasoned bread. But I just called them like little bread. Tiny breads. Maybe I should make some croutons. That'd be really nice. So I can make croutons too. Bread bricks. I love croutons in soup. Croutons in soup are so good. It's so good. Like, no kappa, it's so good. Yeah, it's just that little crunch in it's that small little crunch in the words not coming to my mind. It's the little crunch in the soup. It's nice. Excuse me. I love that they're like, oh, put them in like bread or put them in something, and I'll probably just eat them on my own. I'm just looking at seasoning. A 1/4 cup of olive oil. That's a lot of olive oil. I don't have garlic powder. I have like garlic granules. Okay. Back to the game. Usually I'll have some celery and some croutons. Oh, nice, nice. I don't know if I have forgiven Deloria just yet, but her cursing me has led me to see many things I would not have seen before. I owe her nothing, but I'm still happy, even if the truth hurts. Oh, what's this? My lovely princess is in here with you two?
Ah, Rumpel, you're early tonight.
Surprised to see me beautiful? They call her Phantom Detective because she hands out that BDE like coupons. Huh? Oh, thanks to the posture check. And for the hydrate, thank you. And for the stretch as well, thank you. Okay, have fun. Hopefully you get into the top 10. All big dick energy, I see. My brain couldn't work. I was like, okay. Oh gosh. Yeah, I give out big dick energy. Huh. Check out the size of my pee. Yeah. Yeah, I know what I was trying to say. Rumpel's earlier anxiety is gone. He looks at me with unbridled enthusiasm. I heard the princess thank you from a distance. The words are always most beautiful when leaving her mouth. So you were also eavesdropping? You two are very alike. Not at all. Rumpel leans towards me with a smile. My dream is to one day hear those words from you two. Because you say them as gentle as the wind. If you're here to talk to Parfait about medicine, then I'm out. Phantom, you should leave too. Well then, sleep well, beautiful maidens. Step up time for the sword fight? Exactly. That was my dick on the table. Let's go. I'll fight you, Alcatraz. I quickly finish my chores and return to my room, where I lay on my bed contemplating tomorrow. I can't believe Bria wrote back to me. Tomorrow I'll meet with her, and hopefully she will agree to give me his journals. I hope this works. For Rumpel's sake. Chapter 8. I can't read that. Today I am outside by myself. I think if Parfait and Delora knew, they would do worse than scold me. I shuffle uncomfortably as I sit at the little cafe Bria told me to wait for her at. A part of me is already convinced that she will not come. Winner pegs loser? Pegs? Pegs? Are you sure you're not giving me an automatic win there, Alcatraz? When I wrote to her that letter asking about Rumpel's journal, she responded so easily. I was a little suspicious, but this is really the only chance I have. The only chance you'll have at what? Bria appears in front of me, not looking altogether unpleasant. Unpleased, but still not smiling. Nothing. I don't like her, but I will have to play nice if I want to get Rumpel's journals back. Thank you for meeting me out here. Bria takes a seat in front of me, her expression still flat. You asked me in your letter why I was refusing to speak to Rumpel, and then you told me you want to meet with me and find out why. You want the journals too, don't you? She reaches into a bag and pulls out a few journals that I assume are Rumpel's. So she does have them. I know in your eyes I must seem the villain, but I am not the only one at fault in this relationship. Years ago when I met Rumpel, he was as he is now. Flirtatious, charming, over the top, and yet his compliments still made my heart soar. His compliments may be shallow, but Rumpel is far from that. I pinned him after
I pined after him for years. He was learning medicine and I was studying to take over my mother's sewing shop. In the first years that I knew him, Rumpel always complimented my work, even though it was nothing special. He insisted we do trade-offs. When we started dating, he would offer me flowers and trinkets, and in exchange, I would sew him some article of clothing. I can see he's still wearing the scarf I made him. That scarf was from Bria. We fell in love. Rumpel became a changed man, more serious. He became a doctor and I opened a shop. We were supposed to have a fairy tale ending, but her expression falls again as she looks absently down at the table. We saw each other's ideals that didn't exist. We saw in each other ideals that didn't exist. Love can be shallow, or it can be deep. I felt our love was deep, but in truth, I only ever knew that very surface of Rumpel. The surface? I saw his kindness, his charm, and his drive to do what was right. But then, as time went on, I also saw what that meant. The world is a place where only the strong survive. People are kind, but they will take advantage of those who are too caring. Those are the words. Those sound like Mother's words. I shudder to think about Mother's pessimism, the same kind that lies in me. It is a realistic way of looking at the world, but it is also a... Sorry. But it is also so dismal and cloudy that it is impossible to see any light within it. Rumpel helped a lot of people. Many of them were wonderful people, and I was always happy to see him do so much. But then, he started putting other people above himself. And because we lived together, that meant me as well. Maybe it sounds petty to you, but no woman wants to live in poverty. I look at her skeptically. In the back of my mind, I remember the convenience of luxury, of so much money, and then I recall the feeling of living poor on the streets and flinched. We had a house, and we had reputation, but Rumpel refused money most of the time. He helped lots of poor people, but he's also dried out our wallets. And whenever I brought it up to him, he would smile, as if that could just get rid of all of our problems. He made a name for himself as the doctor who helped poor people for minimal money, sometimes for free. And even when I told him we needed more money, he put other people first. He was so selfish that he became selfless. He was so selfless that he became selfish. And I told him before that he should accept money, that he needed it. So selfless, he became selfish. I had to go behind his back and find payment. What I was making wasn't enough. So I went to find his patients and tried to ask for payment. I became almost like a beggar. Can you imagine my humiliation? Rumpel puts his patience before Bria. I was convinced he didn't love me, and my love dwindled toward him. Our relationship became strained. Bria goes on to explain the events that happened between her and the nobleman. He was one of Rumpel's patients, and when she went to him to ask for money, he had originally offered the two of them. For the money he originally offered, the two of them became intimate. But it was short-lived, and when the nobleman left her behind, Bria had to deal with a soured reputation. I wanted to make it up to Rumpel. I thought I could salvage this relationship, Maybe even start over and teach him what was right, but that is not my place. She sighs deeply and then gestures to me. I share the blame in all of this, too. But so does Rumple. That is why I decided to let this all go. Whatever he does now, you'll have to deal with. Because you're his partner, right? Bria hands me the bag of journals. Don't look so surprised. You came here for these, not to listen to me. I thought on it last night and I have no reason to keep them around when they'll just continue making me bitter. I'll have to rely on myself for a while, but that's fine. Sometimes it's easier to keep to yourself than to trust others. She moves to stand up, but I surprised myself by reaching out and grabbing her hand. Bria, I don't need your pity. I thought the same thing. What? I still think the same thing. It is so much easier to close the world off. It is so much easier to trust no one but yourself, but it should also be a balance. That is what Rumple has taught me. And I want to teach him how to have the balance too. You're falling for his kindness the same way I did. You fell in love with him, even though you told yourself he was shallow and unrealistic. My heart thumps once, loudly in my chest. Love? I can read it right off your face. I know how it feels too, but don't get wrapped up in an ideal, little girl. This is my warning. If you can help him, actually help him, then you're meant to be together. But otherwise, trusting Rumple might only break your heart. Yeah. It's just really sad. I'm not a little girl. I know how to be realistic. My words trail off as I look at her helplessly. Bria surprised me by speaking up quietly. Thank you for listening to me. She pulls her hand away and slowly smiles at me. It is the first honest smile I have seen on her face. I feel something warm in my chest, and a bright light emanates from my necklace. A good deed? For listening to Bria? Or I glance down at the bag of journals and then down at my necklace. I touch the pendant. The new piece brings me a brief smile on my lips. I have 2 good deeds now. Only one more, and I can break my curse. Magic. Is this another fairy tale curse? Yes. Your name is Phantom, wasn't it? Rumple talked about you fondly. I hope that the both of you break your curses. Good luck. Bria walks away, leaving me by myself in the town square. My mind swirls with everything that she just told me. I still cannot bring myself to like Bria, but I feel more closure now. But now something new plagues my mind. How could I fall in love with someone like Rumple? Yeah, how could you when Waltz is there? The more I say it, the more it becomes a certainty. But rather than fill me with joy, it only makes me more confused. She wanted a life of greed. Always a bigger castle, a bigger reputation. While he only wanted a simple life, trying to help ease people's pain. Yeah. But in all realness, Rumple is a bit in that he does put other people first over himself. It's nice and all, but in certain things it's not the greatest, especially when it comes to finances. I understand if he was like, oh yeah, poor people can have it for free, but surely not a nobleman. I cannot think about this now. I turn my heels and head back, and bump promptly into a man. Ooh.
Oh, sorry, madam.
You don't have to apologize!
He smiles at me and then keeps walking. No, don't walk away! Don't walk away, come back. Come back! I stare after him, feeling slightly uncomfortable. With the mask and cloak, the man reminded me of a performer. I make my way back to the march-in with the bag of journals, still struggling to keep my mind from wandering. Every time I think about Rumpel being so close to me, or his kindness towards me, I feel jittery inside. Despite everything that Bria said, I can't stop these feelings. These feelings are annoying. Yet even as I think that, I know that it's not the full truth. Do I really? I hear the merchant's door open and out steps Waltz. The minute he sees me, his eyes widen and he runs towards me. Princess! Where were you? I was wandering an errand. I hold up the bag and it does little to ease Waltz's frustration. We were all looking for you and we got worried that the witches had found you. Rumpel already went out into town. What? I'll go. Please, princess, stay inside. His expression softens somewhat, until all I can see on his face is worry. I'll go get Rumpel. If I was Rumpel, I would have paid the treatment. Yeah, exactly. I feel my mood feels completely dashed as I enter the march-in to whispers, both relieved and disappointed. Surprisingly, I get away with just a lecture from Delora and Parfait. It seems as if there was something else on their mind, something that most likely involves the rumors circulating around the town. I wait downstairs for a long time for Rumpel, but neither him nor Waltz appears. Where are they? I retire to my room later as I wait for news. Waltz eventually returns, saying Rumpel is still out because he had some things he wanted to do. I have no idea what that means, but it unsettles me. Should I go find him? Here we go. It is time. Okay, here you go. Decide amongst yourselves. I'm going to enjoy my ham. I wonder if they will have a Bluebeard's curse. A Bluebeard's curse? What's a Bluebeard? But yeah, for real, it should have been have it for free for the poor and the people that have no money, but charge the rich. Charge them big bucks. And it's not even that he was charging him. The nobleman literally offered him the money. Even though it's like the smallest amount of food, it's so good to have food right now. I woke up and started doing things, I didn't have anything to eat. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. We're leaving. I stand and stop for a few moments to look at the bag of journals beside my bed. And here I was looking forward to giving those journals to him. I make my way towards the door, turn the knob, and then walk outside. Princess! Before I can even think about saying anything, I feel his warmth envelop me and I freeze. One of his hands moves to the small of my back, where it remains as he smiles down at me. I caught you just in time, my feisty sweet. Did you plan on escaping into the dead of night again? Have words abandoned you in wake of my dramatic appearance? Oh, you guys, you're making my choices good. I hurriedly pry myself away with a little gasp. A few steps back, I can see him in full, and I notice a bouquet he carries. I'm glad to see you're back, Princess. I'm only sorry that I couldn't make it back here any faster. I had a few errands of my own to run in town. Rumple holds out the bouquet with a glittering smile. Like, I'm buying these flowers for the girl that I really like, for instance. I stare down at the beautiful bouquet, made up of white lilies. But the appearance slowly leaves my mind as I think of what Rumple just said. He bought them for a girl he likes, not for me. My heart feels as if it might be pierced through with something sharp. My breath escapes my throat, but I cannot bring myself to inhale again. Rumple looks at me in alarm. Phantom. I nudge him out of the way and walk past him. I make my way to the reception area where I collapse onto one of the couches and sit, staring blankly at the walls. The feelings inside of me are too much all at once. I tell myself that they don't make any sense, that the way I reacted with what Rumple said was pitiful, and yet still I can't stop myself from feeling small. I sink into the couch and close my eyes, willing away the sound of my rapidly beating heart and the tears stinging the edge of my eyes. I am not weak. I will not cry. Mother told me. But the thought of Mother makes the tears worse, and soon I am sinking even further into the couch, trying to hide my tear-stained face in my hands. Mother, Bria, they both said the same things. They both see bad in people, and I too have seen the bad in them. When I was on the streets, no one in the Angel showed me kindness. People will never show you kindness unless there is something in it for them. They will never. I feel sudden warmth as arms wrapped around me. I recognize the sensation, the warmth, the comfort. Is it all so comforting? It is all so comforting, so soothing. I must be the worst person in the world. To make such a beautiful lady cry is a sin that I must atone for. My body stiffens, but I do not pull away. I listen to the sound of his heartbeat against my ear, and slowly but surely, my crying dies down. My eyes are sore by the time I finally manage to still the tears. I feel drowsiness descend upon me like a blanket, but I will not fall asleep. Slowly, I pry myself from the arms holding me. Hello, my love. I messed up again, didn't I? I don't see the bouquet in his hands, but a journal. One of the journals I brought back for him. One of the journals I brought back for him from Bria. Bluebeard, depending on the story, was a rich nobleman or a pirate turned nobleman. He married 7 wives who vanished, and the 8th he gives the key to the castle and tells to avoid one room. And you know how the tale goes. No, I don't know how the fairy tale goes. I've never heard this one. Excuse me. You're capable of a lot more good than I am, princess. Just look at this. He reaches out and touches my necklace, and I glance down at it. You got my journals back for me. I saw them in your room. And I feel it, that this one is the most recently dated one. Is the one that I need to unlock my final memory. I gasp first. I grasp the second, the incomplete glass slipper around my neck, and breathe out softly. Then, this really is from retrieving Rumpel's journals for him. I got a good deed for finally doing something good for Rumpel. Would you allow me to read it to you? Would you allow me to read it with you? He reaches out and gently brushes a tear from my face. You did all of it for me, and you barely know anything about me. That makes both of us. If you wouldn't mind, I want to read out this entry for you. I nod, and I nod even though I should be shaking my head, even though I should still be hurt. I cannot stay mad at Rumpel. On this night, I am a poor man. Everything that is precious to me has been stolen away by the witch. Rumpel's voice catches in his throat, and he stares at the words. I look over his shoulder at the journal. A witch? Was he already cursed when he wrote this? But I have no one to blame but myself. Bria told me before that I would suffer for my selfishness, and so now I find myself here. And now, because of that same selfishness, Bria is sick, and I cannot save her. There is only one thing left to do. I have wronged Bria in so many ways, and now I will give anything it takes to save her life. No matter what the price the witch asks for, I will pay it. I only hope that Bria can forgive me before she leaves. I will write again when the witch has left. I swear that after today, I will change for good. I will not ask the witch to perform any more miracles. Rumpel's fingers goes to the page where he softly touched a single word. His eyes have the glazed look. His eyes have the glazed look in them that they have before, and I can tell his memories are snapping back together. For tonight, good night, and may tomorrow be a better morning. I read the last words, a name and a signature. Rumpel reads it aloud. Chevalier Damont. That's his name? Chevalier? Damn! Chevalier Damont. That's his real name. Your name is Chevalier? He looks up at me, his eyes forlorn, and then with sadness he speaks. That's right. It is so strange. It's just a different name, and yet it seems to change him completely. I remember everything now. I was given the Rumpelstiltskin curse because I sacrificed too much. First it was the boy, the one we saw at the market. I struck a deal with a woman to save him, a witch. He mentioned striking a deal with a woman, but a witch? I do not have the ability to heal. None of us do, except for one particular witch who calls herself the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor? Is something wrong? The name just sounds familiar. The Witch Doctor? It's no wonder I recognize the name, but yes, it was her. She promised that she could heal the boy, but for a price. I had to give her a family heirloom, my family's stethoscope. Next was the nobleman. I couldn't help him, and so he laid in his bed dying. The witch visited again, and I gave her what she asked for. What did you give her? My engagement ring. Bria found out. She told me she'd never forgive me. And then she chased the nobleman and asked for money we desperately needed, and well, you know the rest. He gave away things that were precious to him, all to help those people. Then Bria got sick. I made one last deal with the witch because I was desperate to save her life. Well, she opens the room and the corpses is brutally murdered to the keys stained, so... Ah, you know, this story is very similar to a different story about a wizard, I think, a wizard or a sorcerer, and basically he kidnaps from one family, he kidnaps one, there are three sisters, he kidnaps one and says to marry her, but then she finds like this room, and this room had corpses of his like previous failed fiancés, I suppose, and then he kills them, and then puts them in the cauldron. And he does that to two of the sisters, but the last sister was really cunning. And what the last sister did was she found her sisters in the room, and she put them back together, and magically they were alive. And then she, because she passed the test, quote unquote, he wanted to marry her. And when he said that he would marry her, she said she gave him some tasks and asked her sisters, hiding in a basket, to call her family for help. And then they burnt them. They burnt them to death, and he died. Yeah. But it wasn't until after she healed Bria that she told me what she wanted. She wanted your memories. I don't remember what happened exactly. I think I panicked because I suddenly lost my memories. I ran out into the alleys, bumped my head on something, fell unconscious, and then I woke up here in the tavern, and I had no idea who I was or how I got cursed. Rumple, Chevalier's expression grows more somber. I deserved to be cursed after everything I had done. I was so selfish. An idealist. Maybe. But I hurt Bria because I refused to see reality. I still deserve to be cursed, actually. But why? Because I am still selfish. Even having remembered everything that made me a bad person, I still desire something. Something I shouldn't have. My heart plummets again as he looks at me. I still want, so badly, to forge a future with someone I don't deserve. Because what I am, other than a poor doctor... Hang on, back up. Because what am I, other than a poor doctor? Okay, that makes more sense. I read that so wrong, my brain just went... I am no knight in shining armor, and I am no prince. He puts a hand on my cheek and leans closer to me. The distance between us closes in mere seconds. But still, I keep on dreaming, because his fingers gently caress my cheek, and suddenly I know. I know what he's going to say before he even says it. Ah! Okay. Okay. Go. 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 Do your thing. Do your thing. Your stream is done. Welcome back, Illumnia. I hope you had a nice stream. Hi. How are you doing? Stuff's happening. I may eat my ham. Ow. The juniper tree? Stream was great. That's great to hear. What were you doing? You're just playing Valorant? Yeah, I figured as much. Genshin? Oh, double whammy. I need to do some variety. Well, that's up to you. If you want to like brand yourself as just a Valorant or just a Genshin streamer, that's fine. I know a lot of people that just play one game and it's perfectly fine. Um, I just do variety because it means I could play more games and experience it with you guys. Because more likely than not, it'll be like my first time playing these games. I like to find like, it seems that I really like to find games that no one has even seen before, or at least it's so old that people have forgotten about it and it's like buried in the ether. Because I don't think anyone really remembers this game. Should I have clarified that I was gonna do this one when I said the you? The story makes the evil stepmother trope so much worse. Oh my god, okay. Okay, well, we're gonna go with what chat chose, so chat chose this one. I do. I love you. Oh my god. What? I haven't said those words in so long. But Chevalier smiles at me and puts his other hand on my back and pulls me closer. The smile is so genuine and so gentle. The same smile I have grown to love. Wow! She's underage! Whatever words, you know what, it's fine. The time period, it doesn't excuse it, but the time period, you know? Whatever words I had been meaning to say died in my throat as he leans forward and gently places his lips on mine. I feel more grounded than I have ever felt before, but I also feel like I'm flying. I set my hand on his chest and flex my fingers on his shirt. He runs his fingers gently down my face, then down the length of my neck. The kill. The kiss feels too short, yet I am still breathless when Chev, I'm gonna call you Chev now. When Chev pulls away from me. Just enough so that I can see his eyes. I so badly don't want to read this. I have to read it. I love you. I fucking hope my voice cracked. I love you, my sweet princess. I can't take the word seriously anymore. For your smile, for your laugh, for the way that you look out for other people. You're bold and feisty, and you remind me of a firework. You're beautiful inside and out. The compliment warms my heart in a way that makes me feel like it might be melting. He reaches behind me and holds out the bouquet from earlier. These are for you. You like lilies, don't you? Tie his dick in a knot? Bro, what the fuck is this visual novel though? What do you mean? What do you mean? It's so good, right? To be honest, if we don't account for their ages, it's so good. It's so good. I need a cop. If we don't account for the ages, it's actually really good. But I think it's because of the time period in which this was written for. Because in all honesty, no. This is a no. This is a no. It's a big fat no. Why did you guys choose him first? Why did you guys choose? I can blame you guys for this one because you guys chose him. You guys did. I didn't. I wanted Walter. I wanted Waltz. Sorry, not Walter. There is no Walter. I wanted Waltz. But you guys chose this guy. This is one I haven't seen before, so I added to my so I have to add it to the collection. That's what I mean. I like playing games that people might not have seen before because I think it's really cool. Because it's like, boom! Boom! There's a new game. Well, it's not really new, it's old. I take the bouquet from him and bring it to my nose. These have always been my favorite flower. How did you know? Chev grins at me, and it seems so similar to his previous smile that I know he must not have changed. The first time I gave you the white chocolate flowers, your eyes lit up. I figured out that Chev was perceptive before, but the bouquet in my hands feels all the more meaningful now. Bruh, he noticed it back then? Bruh, his perception was rolled a nat 20 at that moment, but when we were following him, he rolled a nat 1. What the hell is this? Princess, I swear that I want to try and change. For you. You should do it for yourself too. God, Jesus, my alarm. Myself? You should spoil yourself more too. You always give to others but don't take care of yourself. Now you know what you did and you can change things. If Bria can, then so can I. Bria? I went and spoke to her when I was in town today, while I was getting the bouquet as a gift for you. We had a talk about moving on. I don't fully understand it, and I don't think she did either. But we both agreed that we should. So I'm going to change what I can, Princess. And I promise that I'm going to help you break your curse, just as you helped me break mine. All the good things I have done for you, that's true. But you've done a lot of other good things too. Even if they may not be big enough to count for your 3 good deeds. It just so happens that your curse is very picky. Good things. Even though I'm still curt and say more hurtful things than not. I finger the necklace at my neck. Why did they have to word it like that? Why couldn't it be I fiddle with the necklace around my neck? I finger. How the fuck? I'm poking myself in the chest. I need to stop doing that. I finger the necklace at my neck in thought. Maybe Chev was right. Maybe I have changed. And it is a good change. I sit close to Chev as the night goes on. He tells me a little bit about his past, and I tell him about mine. About Mother, the palace. The night is not one for advice, just listening. And I remember what Chev told me once, that listening can be just as meaningful as advice. That listening to others can help you understand them. And he was right. And this is where we'll save! Because that is all the time we have for today, boys. I didn't even see what she said. She probably didn't say anything, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. Bro, my VOD from 2 days ago got yeeted into Twitch Oblivion. Well, you need to have it saved for more than 2 days. Yeah, I think you have to set that. I don't think we'll raid anybody because I will be sleeping straight after this because I have class tomorrow. Oh my god, imagine having class tomorrow. Anyways, thank you little things for coming to today's stream. I hope you enjoyed today's show. It got DMCA for copyright. Yeah, that's why you have to be so careful. You have to be so careful. It better not have been because of my playlist, because that's not my fault. That'll be on you. Okay. While I prepare to leave you all to slumber, if you're not already in the Discord server, do join the Discord server and follow me on all my socials if you're so inclined. It is not my fault, Olivia. You need to learn things. You need to learn things. Honestly, if you go back on my VODs and watch my death matches, it's nothing but silence. It is silence. Anyway, yeah, and that is all the time we have for today. I will be back on Saturday. I will be drawing, and then what game are we playing that day? I don't remember. Let me see. We'll be playing Splitgate. Oh, Splitgate. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're gonna do some. I'm gonna do some ref drawing because I figured I should do that first. I'm gonna put a hold on the art challenges and emotes until I finish all my refs. So I'm gonna draw my refs and then we'll play some Splitgate. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, that was fun to revisit. Hilariously enough, you guys picked the choices that put me down the correct path. Funnily enough. You guys better not have been cheating. Anyways, thank you guys for putting me on the right path, because that means I have a good ending and not a bad ending. One step closer to Wolf. Anyways, yeah. Thank you all once again so much for coming, and I'll see you, my little saves, in the next one. Bye-bye.